I have found evidence that Boruto's birth caused Akebi's death, Amado's daughter. It's all part of Shibai's master plan. Every Boruto fan should know that the story mainly revolves around Amado and his plan to bring his daughter back to life. If Amado's daughter had not died, he would not have tried to revive her, he would not have met Jigen and would not have become a part of Kara. Kawaki would not be a danger, Kurama wouldn't be dead, and Sasuke might still have his eye. Amado would not have made all the cyborgs that are now the big problem in the series. Boruto would not have lost his identity, and Naruto would not be missing. And of course, Code would not prepare the end of the world. You see, everything that has happened in the series is because of Amado. It's important to note that if we already know that everything bad happening is Amado's fault or related to Amado and his daughter's destiny, and if someone is possibly even controlling him, as often happens in Naruto, then it's not a stretch to think that everything yet to be revealed will also involve Amado. I've talked about many related topics recently and I highly recommend you watch my latest videos on the subject. However, I haven't yet discussed one particular detail which could be the most important hint we've gotten in Boruto to date. This detail is that Amado's daughter died in the same year Boruto was born. Usually such information is not relevant unless the time of her death is important. And if mentioning the time was just to make the conversation more natural, then Kishimoto wouldn't have made Boruto say that Amado's daughter died at the exact time he was born. So something about Boruto's birth is linked to the death of Amado's daughter, it's pretty obvious. I'm not saying that his birth directly caused her death, as if his birth was causing some sort of effect that resulted in Akebi's death, setting off a series of events that tied Amado to Boruto's fate. That would be quite poetic and ironic, however, even for Naruto this would be too much of a coincidence for anyone to accept as a natural occurrence. It's much more plausible that the timing of Boruto's birth and Akebi's death are connected not by mere coincidence, but by someone's deliberate actions behind the scenes. It's likely that the someone was anticipating the birth of Naruto's child. Naruto's importance could be due to the unique combination of Senju and Hyuga DNA which would enable Boruto to unlock a special power that only he could have. It might be similar to the Madara situation where Black Zetsu knew Madara would awaken the Rinnegan. He wanted to use that power to control the shinobi world and bring Kaguya back to life. So maybe Boruto didn't actually get the power of the Jogan at first, as I thought in one of my earlier theories. In that theory, I theorized that the chakra fruit absorbed the Jogan from Shibai's body before anyone found it. Here it's important to note that Shibai likely died on Earth at least 2000 years ago because it takes 1000 years for a fruit to grow. Since his remains were found on Earth, he must be one of the missing Otsutsukis, and with that, he must have eaten the final fruit on Earth. When Kaguya arrived, Shibai's tree was already there and the fruit was ready. The latest Shibai would have eaten his last fruit would therefore be 1000 years before Kaguya arrived. So it's very unlikely that Shibai's body was just lying around for 2000 years until Amado stumbled upon it by chance. By that time, Shibai's body would have been completely taken in by the tree. It makes sense that Shibai did not eat the fruit near the tree because he planned to ascend and wanted to keep his body safe to avoid being trapped in this god dimension, and one day rule the mortal world as a god. However, no matter how you look at it, it's very unlikely that Shibai could have planned this without help from someone else. Someone must revive him. Not even a genius could prepare over 2000 years in such a way that they predict exactly the events that will lead to their own reincarnation. So Shibai must have someone who helps him, and that someone must be capable of living for thousands of years. The only one who fits this requirement and would also help an Otsutsuki like Shibai could be, for example, a human controlled by either Shibai's Black Zetsu or Shibai's partner who gave them immortality. For example, Amado himself would be a good choice, or Amado is controlled by a human who is controlled by a Black Zetsu type of character, or the other missing Otsutsuki. Or one of them is acting directly upon Amado without an in-between man. Whatever might be the case, this individual might have saved Shibai's body and waited for the birth of someone special, Boruto. This birth will begin a series of events leading to Shibai's return. This person has been waiting for a long time, as mentioned at least 2000 years, for someone with the right DNA to manifest the Jogan. This implies that the Jogan is key to bring Shibai back, and it makes sense because we have seen evidence that the Jogan is a divine power. We have seen many such eyes surrounding the only known Otsutsuki god in his divine form. Whoever that god might be, maybe it's Shibai. The presence of the Jogan in the God Dimension's environment indicates that it is a power from that realm, not originating from the three-dimensional plane of existence where humans and even Otsutskis reside. It's possible that when Shibai ate the final fruit, he manifested the power of the Jogan but then quickly ascended and left the essence of the Jogan behind in form of energy and chakra. But not everyone can manifest that essence. So someone watched over the genetic progress of humans. This person may have even made humans betray Kaguya just like Black Zetsu tricked Indra and others. The reason was to spread Kaguya's DNA among humans to create the genetic feature they were looking for. So maybe the silhouette seen in the fight against Kaguya, who many people think might be Boruto time traveling, could actually be the person who's preparing Shibai's return. They made sure that Kaguya wouldn't defeat Naruto. This could mean that the same person may have also influenced Tonari. Tonari seemed to know about the Jogan and also misunderstood what Hamura wanted concerning the Tenseigan. That's why Naruto and Hinata got together in the first place, which led to Boruto's birth. Maybe Tonari even did something to Hinata that altered her DNA, resulting in Boruto being born with a Jogan, or the genetic essence necessary for it. It's just odd that after so many years, Tonari would get the most important goal of the Monotsutsuki clan wrong. It looks like something Black Zetsu will do. If Kaguya's Black Zetsu could manipulate events for 1,000 years, it's definitely possible another Black Zetsu has been doing the same for 2,000 years. Imagine if Shibai's Black Zetsu controlled both Kaguya and her Black Zetsu. We should not underestimate this possibility. And so Boruto was finally born. The person who protected Shibai's remains could have put the Jogan into Boruto, similar to how Black Zetsu put the Rinnegan into Nagato. But while Nagato's Rinnegan came from Madara, Boruto's Jogan came from Shibai. However, it wasn't enough to just place the Jogan in Boruto, which acts as a transmitter to link Shibai to the mortal world. He also had to make sure that Shibai could appear in this world, so he needed a karma mark. But this karma had to be very different from other Otsutsuki karmas for obvious reasons. Shibai is not dead, and he probably can't die in the God Dimension either. He's alive, just not in the world where he wants to be. In a way, he must become mortal again. Therefore, the only way for Shibai to return to this world is through the creation of all things technique, which uses the principles of yin and yang, black and white. This is the only method for someone to appear in our world if they are not dead. And combining it with karma is a difficult and complex process. So the idea is that the moment when Boruto was born, the person who controlled everything and preserved Shibai's remains looked for someone in the world with the scientific knowledge to make this reincarnation possible. That's how he met Amado, but he needed to give Amado a reason to help. What did he do? He secretly sacrificed Akebi, Amado's daughter, and then approached Amado, promising to bring her back to life if he helps them revive Shibai. He gave them the two karmas, a black and a white, and assured Amado that Shibai would have the power to bring his daughter back to life. That's why Code has a white karma, which provides physical strength by using the God Tree to take in chakra and life force from humans. While Kawaki, on the other hand, offers the DNA of an Otsutsuki so that Shibai can be reborn in his former glory as a mortal Otsutsuki god. So, what do you think of this theory? And who do you think is that mysterious person? Black Zetsu? Or maybe Jashin? Or simply Amado? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, it really helps me a lot. And if you want to see more Boruto content, then of course, subscribe to this channel with the notification bell activated for more videos. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!